Okay. One. How would you read this up there? X is what?
X is greater than 1. X is smaller than 1. No, X is greater. X is greater. No, X is greater. But X is actually same thing, Mr. Beard.
X is less than 1. Okay? So, Blake, be quiet. So when it points this way, it makes an L out of your finger. L less than. Remember that. Don't talk back. So when you see it like that, it's less than. It points in the direction of the smaller number, but when we have variables that we're working with, that goes out the door. We don't worry about that. Okay? Just be quiet, Blake. Let me teach. If you won't let me teach, you go to the office. Blake, I know you're asking a question, but let me teach it first. Then you can start asking your questions. How would we say this one, Ben? X is greater than 2. So greater than, see how it's not an L. It's a backwards L, so that's why it's greater than. Okay? Greater than. Shh, Blake, be quiet. This one, Braden Ragsdale, read it.
X is the same as?
No. Blake.
X is equal.
No.
Yeah.
No.
X is less or equal to number.
Danny got it.
But how do you know this stuff?
Pay attention.
You learned it last year, but you should have been. Well, you know what? I was never.
X is less than or equal to, so that's the less than or equal to symbol. So then what would this one be, Gito? X is?
X is larger than 4. Greater than 4.
Nope. Were you listening on the very last one?
X is greater than 4.
No, here. Wait.
Greater than or equal to. Okay? What? No, you can't choose one of them. It's both. You have to say both of them. Yes, because there are times when, let's say, I need at least $40 to fill up my tank with gas. At least means $40 would fill it up or more. If I say at least, I need $40 or more. So that's greater than or equal to when you say the words at least. Okay. What would this one be, Anthony? Yep, X is not equal to 5. So those are our 5 inequalities. Okay, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. All right, so today, please don't tap the eraser, Blake.
Dang it.
Nope, because that's not an inequality. That's an equal to. So, When you have less than or greater than, you use an open circle when you graph.
Isn't an open circle just an O?
Yep. If you have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or equal to,
It's a filled-in circle.
it's a filled-in circle.
You had it wrong.
No, I didn't. I said exactly.
Okay? So, an open circle, filled-in circle. So, if we have x is less than 5, and you have a number line with a 5 in the center, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. What we do is, since it's just less than, there's no equal to part of it. We put an open circle at 5. That has the open circle. And then we have to shade one way or the other. If the variable's on the left, which we want to set up all our problems with the variable on the left, we shade in the direction that the arrow points. Arrow points to the left, we shade on this side.
No.
He just said.
Okay?
The way it's pointing is the way I go.
Yep. If we have 6 is greater than or equal to x. If we have 6 is greater than or equal to x, is the x alone on the left-hand side?
Yes.
No, it is not, Blake.
Yes. No.
So, if we start out with the x on the right side, we have to move it to the left side. When we move it, the 6 goes, and then this turns around. Whatever we have, it has to turn around. Everything flips. So x goes this way, less than or equal to, and then 6. Okay? So if you start with it on the right, you need to move it to the left before you graph. Don't be in a hurry to graph. Don't be in a hurry to graph. So, what type of a circle is at 6?
A filled circle.
A filled-in circle is at 6.
It's pointing to the left, so you shade to the left.
No, you shade to the right.
Blake,
Yeah.
we shade to the left because the arrow is pointing that way. The arrow is pointing that way. That's the way we shade. That's why we turned everything around, so we could get it right. Blake, you have a question.
I don't know my left.
That's too bad. You're going to have to learn. You got to sign out.
Did you really say
Yes.
No, that's why. This is why I crashed. I know how to figure out where options are.
Which hand do you write with? Which hand is that?
Oh, I really do not know my left and right.
Okay, here we go. The next one. We need a positive variable alone on the left-hand side. Okay? Shh. I'll show everybody. So, if we need a positive variable, right now I'm at negative x. I want it to be a positive x. So we're going to divide by negative 1 on this side. If I divide by negative 1 on this side, I divide by negative 1 on this side. Anytime we multiply or divide by a negative number, the inequality symbol will flip around. So we started out with negative x is less than 4. That means x is greater than negative 4.
How many questions are on the piece of paper?
A lot, Blake. 28, Blake.
What's this for juice?
Okay, so every time you interrupt me and you make me go longer, you'll have that much less time to work on it, Blake.
Blake, that means
All right. So we have a open or filled in circle at -4.
open.
Open
I mean, open.
because it's greater than and it's -4. So it points to the right, so we shade to the right. Okay. Okay, here we have a couple things to do. The first thing that I want you to do is get the variable onto the left-hand side. Okay? So if we flip things around, then -x goes to this side, -3 goes to this side, and which way is our arrow pointing? We want to point it to the right. It needs to flip around. Okay? It needs to flip. And then the next step, we have to do what? Because we want to get normal x.
Minus, no, divided by 1.
Divided by -1. So then it's going to be x. When we divide by -1, what happens?
Looking at me, dude.
The symbol
The symbol
turns around.
and it's gonna be positive. Physical.
So x.
Blake, shut it.
She keeps looking at
Blake?
me. I don't like it.
Be quiet.
She keeps looking at me. I don't like it.
Blake.
That's fine if she looks at you.
See? Thank you.
But I don't like
Blake, then you'll have to exit the room and go to Mr. Ricky's office and sit for the period.
for her looking at me.
No, for you complaining. For you opening up your mouth and interrupting class. So, when we divide by a -1, remember you have to change the direction of the symbol. That's the most forgotten part of this lesson, is forgetting to switch around the symbol. Okay, so then on the number line, oops, it's a +3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What kind of circle, open or filled in?
Close.
Close the.
Closed circle, and we're shading this way. Okay, now that's how to graph. If it's, we're not ready yet, Blake.
You're doing more than just graphing.
One
1.5 is greater than x, and we're told to graph this. What's my first step? Is it ready to graph right now?
no, it is not.
We have to flip things around. How?
Multiplying.
No.
No,
Gonna be
but
X. This symbol gonna point on the left. Gonna be 1. 1.5.
What type of circle do I have at 1.5? Open. Is there a 1.5 on my number line? No, but I know it's in between 1 and 2, so I put an open circle just right there. And then I shade to the left.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
No, that's not it yet, Blake. No, it could be 10 minutes, Blake. Could be 5 minutes.
Could be 2 seconds.
Yes.
We can take it home.
1 Mississippi, 2. Okay, yeah, 2 seconds.
I'm Mississippi.
Oh, I know this.
You don't know it yet because I'm not done. I haven't shaded a direction yet. Right in Rigsdale.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be.
Like,
This would be your spot. Can I answer?
Nope. You cannot.
May I?
I can't answer.
Okay, Gito.
Oh, it's gonna be X, and the symbol is gonna point on the right side. It's gonna tweet. I mean the X.
What's the symbol called?
Oh.
Brain Rigsdale. What's the symbol called?
greater than or equal to.
Greater than or equal to.
Oh yeah.
Greater than or equal to. Okay?
What time do we need this class?
Could I please answer this?
Can I answer?
Yeah, no, we
this?
have-
You may answer this one, Braden Rigsdale.
It goes X is less than 5.
X is less than 5. So when you're given the graph, I think these are the actual easier ones of the assignment, and they're right at the end. Because there's no solving, there's no moving to one side or the other. You just write down what the graph says, what it looks like. Okay? Put the variable on the left. When the variable's on the left, it points to the direction where things go.
Why can't it be the whole assignment?
Because you have to learn things because we get more complicated as the days go along, Blake.
What's the most complicated? I'm asking him a question. Thank you very much.
Your question
What's the most
is-
complicated? What's the most complicated thing you're gonna do this year?
I'm not going to go there, Blake.
Stop asking dumb
It's still a question to ask.
I don't know, Blake, because I don't know how far we're going to get into algebra.
You think we're going to go to calculus?
Yeah, babe.
We're not getting to calculus this year.
Or geometry.
We are going to do geometry.
No.
We're doing geometry this year. We're going to do some of the geometry skills. Okay, Blake, your turn.
I don't know.
Just guess.
It's a great one. I don't know.
You don't know, Blake?
Greater than 5.
No.
Anthony.
Less than 5.
X is less than 5. There we go.
Oh shoot.
Okay? All right. So, remember, if the variable's on the right, we got to flip it to the left. If the variable has a negative sign, we have to divide by -1, and then that flips the symbol. If both things are involved, we have to move the variable first, and then when we divide by a negative, it flips the symbol. So you flip, and then you flip it back again. Okay? So I'll leave things on this page, because those are the ones that you're going to make mistakes on. Okay? So just a second. Let me zoom. And then we'll stop the recording.